that my life would be filled with history-minded programs, but it sure has been. I was raised on Bainbridge Island, and it was close to the World's Fair in 1962 in Seattle, and I was just out of high school. And there were two tour boats. One was the Virginia 5, and one was the Virginia 6. They were both owned by Cy Domini, who was a friend of mine over the years. And I was what they call a wheel boy. That means you stand in the pilot house and you either get screamed at or you listen to the captains, Captain Sugwig, Captain Smiley. I can still remember them deeply. You listen to their banter back and forth. And these guys would try to race back to Seattle. And oftentimes they'd shout at each other out the window as if they could hear each other. And when I moved permanently to Olympia, I moved in across the street on Glass Street from Marianne and Dan Bigelow. And it became one of my dreams was to see that house restored and preserved and so forth. And also that back to the Virginia 5, I was the first chairman of the Virginia 5 Association. We bought the ship and we knew we had to keep it running. It couldn't be as just sitting there. And so it was my opportunity to lead that effort and to see that happen. And Marianne Bigelow and I became very good friends as time went by, mostly because we had big parties at my house. They were way too loud. But we had from that start, which is a long time ago, we had a lot of fun. And still seeing work on like Sam Reed and Karen, you guys are working on the Firehouse Museum.
Right.
And I still see a lot of effort and possibilities and so forth. And there's a million other projects. But it wasn't really until Barry Celine and David Nicandri came along, and they, pardon me, they made a permanent part of the statute that reflected the humanities program and said that the history people would get some money each time. And I've worked on a million of those projects. And so it's been quite an experience I could tell you story after story, which you don't want to hear. But we're all blessed. Every one of them's been worth it. And I can drive around Olympia and say, I had a little piece of that, or I helped a bit with that one, or, I did this on that one. And that's worth $1 million at my age. So I say thank you, and it's been an honor and a pleasure. I've probably forgotten 1 million people to thank, but many staff that helped, and I see John Jajic is over here, and others in the staff. I don't know if Ben is here. And so I just feel blessed. I feel blessed. So thank you very much.
Oh, one picture I thought.
Let's see, what's Yeah, let me read this.
If you want it read.
Okay, if I want it read, which I do. So this award honors and celebrates the life and career of Ralph Munro, Washington Secretary of State from 1980 to 2001. A good friend to Daniel S. and Mary Ann Bigelow, he championed preservation of the Bigelow House and permanently secured the cultural site of the Stage House people found on Mud Bay in Eld Inlet. Throughout his career in public service, Ralph continually made history himself in his drive to protect and preserve cultural, historic, and natural resources of Olympia, the Salish Sea, and the Northwest. There you go.
Thank you.
So we have one more volunteer award to award, and then we'll take a break. But then we thought we would get a group picture.